119 dead, 160 plus missing. It's now recovery more than it is anything else. I'm not saying there isn't a chance that there's a miracle out there, but that would be, I mean, because you're talking about the water's receded in a lot of the areas. So unless you're pinned by something, they would have found you by now, or you could have hiked out of the area to some sort of safety. I have a feeling this is going to be several days of looking for bodies, which is, it's awful. And of course, what does that do? It's about politics, baby. It is. I was flipping around early this morning because I got up extra early, and for whatever reason, I don't know why today was extra early. And I'm watching like a replay of Chris Cuomo going off on the insanity of politics and how this is, taken over. You got Schumer, right? And Fang's boyfriend, Swalwell. Yeah, we got to have some sort of investigation. Got to have some sort of investigation. This is it. Because it's all Trump's fault, right? Between climate change and immigration, because the way he's getting people out of the country is probably causing an unbalance, which is causing more rain. Whatever BS they're going to come up with. But people do this because they want to score points. That's what politics, it's so performative. It's like the TSA. It's all performative. It is. It's all performative. And same thing here. People go out there and say the craziest, wackiest things because you're going to talk about it, but it's not meant to actually fix the potential problem. And they're fine with that because did I get likes? Did I get clicks? Did I raise money? Did I show the world that I could stand up to Donald Trump and the administration? Did I show the world? You can't just come out and go, hey, this is horrific, and I'm not here to play politics. What does Texas need? If it's just prayers, we can give prayers. If they need us to, convene in some way, shape, or form, get them anything they need, let's do that as fast as possible, because that's what we do for fellow Americans in a time like this, in a tragedy. Not, we need to investigate Donald Trump. Because the people that he fired, who aren't fired yet and are still working, those people weren't paying attention. No, we're starting to find out what kind of happened. And people want answers. They want answers. If your mom died, your brother died, your kid died, yeah, eventually you're going to want some sort of answer. You're going to want some sort of, hey, what do you think happened? Where did this thing go wrong? That's the Monday morning quarterback we joke about. But what happens on Monday after a football game? What do? They all go in, they look at film, what we got right, what we got wrong, what we can fix. And then you go about putting in a game plan. Well, we're starting to get kind of an idea of what went wrong. And it wasn't because Donald Trump is a meanie. Right? No, you think it is Bell? Bell's like, absolutely it is, 100%.
He's just hardcore hater.
Well, haters are going to hate, right? Haters are going to hate. It's ridiculous. Or maybe it was a piss poor way that these things were put together, in the way that they thought about how do they fix the problem that may arise, that has arisen before. Well, their idea was kick the can down the road and hope and pray it doesn't happen. You have one job. This is the gig, man. This is the job, right? There ain't no other job that will ever be this important. Did you push a button? I can't remember. That was it. There was no other gig. You didn't have another gig. It wasn't like afterwards, you got to go out and do stuff. You failed by all accounts of this. And I know you're going to do everything you can to get to the bottom of this, et cetera, et cetera. That isn't going to make people feel good about this. If you did everything you could and nature did what nature does, you can't, there's nothing you can do. In some things in life, there's nothing you can do. But there's no doubt that it seems like it's more of a local issue. And they pushed things off. That's the other side of this. We talked about it yesterday. Why can't they have, I don't know, a warning system? How is it that this hasn't been implemented? Yeah, you should be. You should be. And the warning system, where was it? Well, they've been talking about it for a while, and they did nothing. They gave a company $78,000 earlier this year. Obviously, they didn't have time to implement anything. It's not that hard. They were worried about noise more than anything else. The plan they had. Now, I want you guys to think about this, right? So we got Jay in that room. We got Ken. Ken's not. That's Jay. Wave to me. We've got Bell and we got me. So the way it worked is if I'm Camp A and the water starts rushing up, I'm supposed to pick up a phone. And chances are, because remember, a lot of these counselors and kids, this is one of the other things that we're learning about. You're supposed to surrender your phone. This is about getting away from the technology, being out and having fun. So I go to the phone as the water starts to rise late at night, and it's probably a rotary phone. And then I call Bell as I'm floating away and say, Bell, guess what? There's a big AF storm that's hit us. You should probably do something about it. Then Bell is supposed to then call on to what would be Jay in the other room, Jay's camp, and say it's coming. That was their plan. And that plan, kids, failed. And people lost their lives. And I think it's going to be, I think when all's said and done, it's going to be over 300 people. That's a big thing. You think about a little community like that, 300 people. And the camp, everybody's like, well, what about the camp? The camp just got a clean bill of health like a couple weeks ago. But their job isn't to implement. Their job is to do safety. And they did. You know, we talk about the kids that are lost. There was over 600 kids there. They got a lot of them out. And a lot of the kids got a lot of themselves out, which was amazing. But their job was to give the safety of, hey, here, in case stuff happens, this is what we're supposed to do. This is where you're supposed to go, just like if you're on an airplane, things of that nature. And alas, here we are. But the thought of turning this into all about politics so you can score points against Donald Trump as if that's some sort of awesome reward is just stupid. And it shows that you care more about the making the tribe happy than anything else.